From T-Pain, who watched his entire $40 million fortune vanish and had to borrow just to feed his kids.
When you say you was broke, was you had like $0 broke?
I had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
To Kanye West, who went from billionaire status to flat-out broke overnight.
I went from being a multi-billionaire to not being able to use my Apple Pay.
And to many others whose empires crumbled, careers collapsed, and wealth disappeared, never to be recovered. These are famous rappers who lost everything, starting with T-Pain. Fahim Rashad Najim, better known as T-Pain, straight up changed the game with that auto-tune flow, becoming one of the most influential cats in the late 2000s. Homie broke through with I'm Sprung back in 2005, but it was that 2007 Epiphany album that had him running the block with bangers like Buy You a Drink, hitting #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. When T-Pain was on top in 2009, man was sitting on $40 million from album sales, tours pulling 100 bands per show, production royalties for big names like Lil Wayne and Chris Brown, plus endorsement deals with Bud Light and Toshiba. Dude had a $1.5 million crib in Atlanta and was flexing with a $500K car collection, including a Bugatti Veyron and Ferrari. But T-Pain's relationship with money was messy from the jump. In a revealing interview, he admitted to having a money mindset that would end up being straight disastrous.
I didn't want to know because I was led to believe that it's only gonna grow.
Right.
Right. What am I gonna check in on how much more money I have? Because these rappers told me that I'm just gonna make money forever.
His management team kept him in the dark to protect their own pockets.
They were having fun with funds, but still not saying when it was running out.
Right.
Because they knew if I would have known that I was running out, I would have stopped making it.
The spending was wild and straight reckless. T-Pain's lifestyle during his peak years was the stuff of hood legends and cautionary tales.
Nah, Bugatti. I paid for that straight up.
You still got it?
Oh,
He got rid of that like a week later. How much was that Bugatti?
1.2.
And you spent $1.2 million
Yeah,
and got rid of it a week later.
not a week later. I had it for about 5 months.
He took a $400K loss on the Bugatti alone after damaging the radiator and selling it back to the dealership for only $800K. His manager's real estate moves were straight trash.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You buy retail?
No, but I was letting my manager do it, and he was way more optimistic than I was.
So what do you mean optimistic?
Yeah.
Like, he
doing?
would just buy complete dumps and think that we can just paint and then we're shipping.
These properties in hood neighborhoods never sold and are still crack houses today. The devastating reality hit hard when T-Pain discovered his accounts were empty.
When you say you was broke, was you had like $0 broke?
I had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
In November 2019, T-Pain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, listing $40 million in liabilities against just $10 million in assets. By August 2025, his net worth was estimated at -$5 million, making his story a powerful lesson about financial literacy in the streets. T-Pain's $40 million loss was devastating, but this next rapper's billion-dollar downfall will have you shook. Sean Diddy Combs. Sean John Combs built one of entertainment's most impressive empires, rising from Harlem to become a billionaire mogul who shaped hip-hop culture for decades. Born November 4th, 1969, he founded Bad Boy Records after getting fired from Uptown Records, launching the notorious Big S legendary career and his own with the 1997 tribute hit, I'll Be Missing You, which topped charts worldwide. Combs' business game set him apart from other artists. His Sean John clothing line peaked at $525 million in annual sales. His Ciroc vodka partnership with Diageo was generating $60 million yearly, and he launched Revolt TV network in 2013. By 2022, Forbes estimated his net worth at $1 billion, making him one of hip-hop's wealthiest figures.
It's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaires lunch.
The catastrophic downfall began in November 2023 when ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura filed a shocking $60 million lawsuit alleging years of physical abuse, sexual coercion, and trafficking during their 2007 to 2018 relationship. Though settled within 24 hours for an estimated $30 to $50 million, it triggered federal investigations that would destroy his empire. March 2024, Homeland Security raids on his Los Angeles and Miami properties uncovered disturbing evidence, including 1,000 bottles of baby oil allegedly for freak-off parties and various weapons. In September 2024, he was arrested on federal racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution charges, remaining in Brooklyn's MDC jail as of August 2025. The business impact was immediate and devastating.
When you look at his net worth, 2022, he's a billionaire. We see it all over the place. Today, net worth roughly $300 million. $400 million. His net worth, if you look at it, was a lot of spirits. 70% was spirits, $700 million. $50 million was private investments. Then you see $75 million cash, $100 million real estate and collectibles, $75 million catalog and intellectual property. Go to it right now. Only $150 million is spirits. He lost $550 million there.
Diageo terminated Kyrock partnerships costing $60 million annually. Revolt TV sold Under Pressure for $50 million, far below its $200 million valuation. Sean John was dropped by major retailers like Macy's. Legal fees reached $5 million by mid-2025, with additional settlement costs mounting. Disturbing old footage resurfaced showing his parties in sinister new light.
If you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
Rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat.
After his arrest, he issued a public apology.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
By August 2025, his empire had crumbled from $1 billion to $300 million, with $200 million in frozen assets. Diddy's legal troubles destroyed $1 billion empire. But what if just a few tweets could do the same? Kanye West. Kanye West, now legally known as Ye, was once hip-hop's most successful entrepreneur, building a fashion and music empire worth $1.8 billion through groundbreaking creativity and business ventures. Born June 8, 1977, in Atlanta and raised in Chicago, West emerged as a producer for Rockefeller Records before launching his solo career with the critically acclaimed The College Dropout in 2004. West's discography, spanning Late Registration, Graduation, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, earned him 24 Grammys and over 160 million records sold globally. But it was his Yeezy brand partnership with Adidas that made him a billionaire, generating $1.5 billion in value by 2020, alongside his $100 million in music assets and extensive real estate holdings, including a $57 million Malibu mansion. The catastrophic downfall began in October 2022 with a series of anti-Semitic statements that shocked the entertainment industry. West tweeted he would go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people and made comments on Drink Champs praising Hitler and denying Jewish persecution. The backlash was swift and devastating as major brands severed ties immediately.
I went from being a multi-billionaire to not being able to use my Apple Pay. 4 nights ago, I couldn't use my Apple Pay because somehow Adidas was able to legally go in and freeze my money.
Adidas terminated their Yeezy partnership on October 25, 2022, ending a deal generating $1.5 billion annually and leaving 200,000 unsold Yeezy sneakers. Other major brands, including Balenciaga, Gap, CAA, Vogue, and JP Morgan Chase, dropped him immediately. His net worth plummeted from $1.8 billion to $400 million by November 2022, as Yeezy's value collapsed without Adidas's manufacturing and retail network. The financial bleeding continued with mounting legal battles and failed ventures.
This morning, I found that they were trying to put me in prison because what they did was I moved $140 million into JP Morgan. And I said, I want to talk to Jamie Dimon. Like, look at me, I'm just going in naive, multi-billionaire. Like, maybe Jamie Dimon will let me in on some deal flow. Wrong. And I'm just like banging my hands like, I want to meet with Jamie. And I start complaining online, and then they debank me for complaining. And so I'm about to get debanked. They're like, you need to go to Trump's, the bank, AXO, whatever, you got to go. And I'm like, I've been trying to buy my own bank for the longest. And then we figured out how to get my own bank. It's like 50 million, 75 million. So I'm about to buy my own bank. But then as they're about to take the money out, here comes Adidas with a $275 million bill.
West's spending remained excessive despite mounting debts, including private jets costing $100,000 per trip and purchasing a $35 million Beverly Hills mansion in 2024, despite financial troubles. Music income dwindled significantly as his 2024 Vultures albums underperformed, with limited streaming availability and widespread piracy issues affecting sales.
So they put a $75 million hold on 4 of my accounts. And then they said, you owe a lot of taxes. Took me like 6 hours to find out how much a lot was. They said, well, around $50 million.
By 2025, additional lawsuits mounted, including a $4.5 million claim from a former Donda Academy teacher and a $10 million suit from Gap for breach of contract. Reports indicated West was days away from financial catastrophe, living off credit and minimal royalties estimated at $2 million annually. His estimated net worth crashed to $10 million or less, proving no amount of wealth can protect against the consequences of hate speech. From Kanye's anti-Semitic downfall, we move to this next rapper whose pioneering success couldn't save her from tax troubles. Lil' Kim. Kimberly Denise Jones, known as Lil' Kim, pioneered female rap with her groundbreaking debut Hardcore in 1996, becoming the first female solo rapper to achieve platinum status. Born July 11, 1974 in Brooklyn, the self-proclaimed Queen Bee rose from a homeless teenager living on the streets to a platinum-selling artist after being discovered by the Notorious Big in 1994. Kim's early success was extraordinary and unprecedented for female rappers. Hardcore went double platinum, featuring hits like No Time and Crush on You that blended raw sexuality with hardcore rap. Her collaboration on Lady Marmalade with Christina Aguilera, Pink, and Maya earned a Grammy and hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. At her peak in 2003, Kim's net worth reached $18 million from tours, royalties, and lucrative endorsement deals with brands like MAC and Versace. The decline began with serious legal troubles in 2005 when Kim was convicted of perjury for lying about a 2001 shooting outside Hot 97 studios involving her entourage. Sentenced to a year in prison, she incurred $500,000 in legal fees and lost $1 million in tour and endorsement revenue while incarcerated. Her post-prison career struggled significantly as the industry shifted toward newer artists and different musical styles. Financial mismanagement accelerated her devastating downfall. The IRS filed a $1 million tax lien in 2009 for unpaid 2004 to 2007 taxes, followed by $1.2 million for 2008 to 2012.
They said, according to the IRS, Lil' Kim was not paying her taxes since 2010 and was served a $127,000 bill in December of 2014 at the age of 39. Then in June 2018, Lil' Kim reportedly filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. This type of bankruptcy, which is sometimes also known as the wage earner's bankruptcy, is a type of bankruptcy that allows the debtor to catch up on their financial obligations. Now, in the documents, the hip-hop star claimed to have assets totaling $2.5 million. And liabilities of $4 million, and she also...
Kim's extravagant spending during her peak years included $2 million on jewelry, $1 million on cars, and $500,000 yearly on parties and travel, all without proper financial planning or investment strategies. Failed business ventures like her Hollywood clothing line lost $1 million when it collapsed in 2010 due to poor management and market conditions. In 2018, Kim filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, listing $4 million in debts against $2 million in assets.
Her largest debt included her $2 million that she owed on her New Jersey home. Girl, you was really in debt, Kim. $1.4 million unpaid federal taxes from 2004 to 2017. Ooh, unpaid legal bills. Kim, you was out there, girl.
The bankruptcy was dismissed in 2019 for missed payments, triggering immediate IRS garnishments of her remaining income streams. Her career never fully recovered from these setbacks. Recent music releases sold under 10,000 units, and touring opportunities remained extremely limited due to low demand. Living in a rented Brooklyn apartment after losing her New Jersey mansion to foreclosure, Kim relied on sporadic features and social media promotions to survive. By 2025, despite settling a massive tax lien of nearly $1.4 million, Kim's net worth remained at -$2 million. Her income of $30,000 from club appearances and $20,000 from streaming couldn't cover $3 million in unresolved debts, leaving the pioneering rapper financially destitute with no clear recovery path. While Lil' Kim fought tax battles, this next rapper's feud with 50 Cent would prove equally destructive to his wealth. Ja Rule. Jeffrey Bruce Atkins, known as Ja Rule, dominated early 2000s hip-hop with his distinctive gravelly voice and melodic street pop anthems that defined an era. Born February 29, 1976 in Queens, New York, Ja Rule rose from humble beginnings in Hollis to become one of rap's biggest stars before a series of devastating setbacks completely destroyed his multi-million-dollar fortune. Ja Rule's breakthrough came with his platinum debut Veni Vedi Veci in 1999, featuring the hit Holla Holla. His 2001 album Pain is Love sold 6 million copies worldwide, driven by chart-topping hits Always on Time with Ashanti and collaborations like I'm Real remix with Jennifer Lopez, which hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and dominated radio for months. At his peak in 2003, Ja Rule's net worth reached $12 million from $2 million in annual tour revenue, $3 million from Murder Inc. record deals, $1 million in royalties, $500,000 from acting roles in films like The Fast and the Furious, and various endorsement deals. He owned a $2 million Miami mansion and maintained an impressive collection of luxury vehicles.
Oh, these Cartier bracelets, love bracelets, you know what I'm saying? Me and my wife rock these to show our love. I told her, you know what I'm saying? AP, you know.
Okay. What's the chain, man?
Oh, this is my apartment. This is my logo, Icon logo.
The downfall began with his devastating public feud with 50 Cent and G-Unit in the mid-2000s that damaged his street credibility. 50 Cent's diss tracks like Wanksta painted Ja Rule as inauthentic, while Murder Inc. As federal investigation for alleged drug trafficking links severely damaged industry relationships. His 2004 album Rule sold only 658,000 copies, a sharp decline from his previous multi-platinum success. Legal troubles escalated dramatically in 2007 with his arrest for gun and drug possession alongside Lil Wayne. Convicted in 2010, he served 2 years in prison from 2011 to 2013, incurring $500,000 in legal fees and losing $1 million in potential tour income. During his incarceration, the IRS filed a $1.1 million tax lien for unpaid 2005 to 2008 taxes, which later grew to $2.4 million by 2014 with accumulated interest and penalties. The infamous Fyre Festival in 2017 proved absolutely catastrophic for his remaining finances. Co-founded with Billy McFarland and marketed as a luxury Bahamas music festival, it collapsed spectacularly, leaving attendees stranded without basic necessities. Rule faced multiple devastating lawsuits, including a $100 million class action from ticket holders, ultimately settling for $5 million in 2020, completely draining his remaining savings.
Oh, I'm feeling good now that the Dow Jones is up.
I'm feeling good about that too. You know, when it's down, it's a good time to shop. You know, I call that stock shopping.
Despite his attempts to maintain public optimism about his financial situation, the reality was far more dire. Financial mismanagement significantly worsened his situation over the years. Ja Rule admitted to spending $3 million on cars, jewelry, and parties without making any serious investments or maintaining adequate savings, child support obligations for his 3 children, and a $200,000 divorce settlement in 2020 added mounting pressure. The IRS seized his Miami mansion in 2021, selling it at a $500,000 loss. By 2025, Ja Rule's net worth was estimated at negative $1 million with $2.5 million in unresolved debts, including taxes with compounding interest, legal judgments, and ongoing obligations. His income from sporadic club performances at $5,000 each and minimal streaming royalties of $20,000 yearly couldn't cover his $50,000 in monthly expenses, leaving him financially destitute despite his past chart-topping glory. Ja Rule's Fyre Festival disaster was legendary, but did you know this next rapper once spent $50,000 daily for 2 years straight? Fat Joe. Joseph Antonio Cartagena, known as Fat Joe, became a hip-hop mainstay with his distinctive style and entrepreneurial ventures, representing the Bronx with pride and authenticity. Born August 19, 1970, in the South Bronx, Fat Joe rose from the streets to achieve platinum success before tax evasion charges and catastrophically poor financial decisions completely destroyed his $20 million fortune. Fat Joe's career peaked in the early 2000s with his platinum album Jealous Ones Still Envy, Jose, featuring the massive hit What's Love with Ashanti. His biggest commercial success came with Lean Back featuring Terror Squad, which hit #1 in 2004 and became a cultural phenomenon. Beyond music, he launched FJ 560 clothing, sneaker stores, and barbershops, building multiple revenue streams that seemed to secure his financial future. At his 2005 peak, Fat Joe's net worth reached $20 million from $2 million in tour revenue, $2 million in royalties, $1 million from Atlantic Records deals, $1 million from endorsements with major brands like Nike and Boost Mobile, and $500,000 from various business ventures.
You like to be broke, not me. Not a comfortable feeling. You ever been so broke your stomach turned and you broke?
The decline started with absolutely reckless spending that Fat Joe later deeply regretted.
There was a time I got a $10 million deal. I'm hanging out every day with 50 dudes that didn't deserve it. I'm buying steaks and lobsters and champagnes every night. We up in Jimmy's cracking 100 bottles a night. We on G4s. I'm taking bums on G4s. Like, it's disrespect buying 20 Cadillac trucks.
Cracking 100 bottles and you don't even drink.
The spending was astronomical and completely unsustainable for any income level.
Woman gives me 50,000 cash every day. I'm going there for like 2 years straight for 50,000 cash every day. Like it's a joke. I walk in there one day, the woman says, "Oh, Mr. Joe, something must be wrong." What's wrong? It's no money in the bank.
Tax evasion proved absolutely devastating to his financial stability. In 2010, Fat Joe pleaded guilty to failing to report $1.7 million in 2007 to 2008 income, receiving 4 months in prison and a $23,000 fine in 2013, plus $500,000 in legal fees. The IRS filed a $718,000 lien in 2010, followed by $1 million in 2016, aggressively targeting his assets and royalties. His business ventures collapsed spectacularly, one by one. The sneaker store closed in 2015, losing $500,000, while Terror Squad's dissolution and failed artist signings cost $1 million. His home was foreclosed in 2017, sold at a devastating $500,000 loss. Career decline saw albums selling under 100,000 copies, with streaming royalties falling to just $100,000 yearly as younger artists dominated the market. Personal expenses continued mounting relentlessly despite declining income. Child support for his son Joey cost $5,000 monthly, while a $200,000 settlement from a 2018 assault lawsuit and $300,000 lawsuit from a producer in 2020 added significant strain. A $500,000 breach of contract suit from a promoter in 2021 piled on additional debt that he couldn't manage. Fat Joe strategically never filed bankruptcy to avoid complete asset liquidation, but by 2025, he owed $3.5 million in debts, including $2 million to the IRS and $1 million to various creditors. Fat Joe's daily $50,000 spending spree sounds crazy, but this next rapper lost everything through a drug trafficking conviction. Fetty Wap. Willie Jr. Maxwell II, known as Fetty Wap, skyrocketed to fame in 2015 with his melodic trap anthem, Trap Queen, becoming one of hip-hop's most successful newcomers before a shocking drug trafficking conviction completely destroyed his fortune. Born June 7, 1991, in Paterson, New Jersey, Fetty grew up with glaucoma that left him blind in one eye, but his distinctive singing rap style propelled him to unprecedented success. Fetty's breakthrough was meteoric and unprecedented for an independent artist. Trap Queen peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, went 14x platinum, and garnered over 1 billion Spotify streams. Follow-up hits like 679 Inches and My Way all achieved multi-platinum status, while his self-titled debut album hit number 1 on the Billboard 200 with 129,000 first-week sales. At his peak in 2016, Fetty's net worth was estimated at $10 million, driven by $2 million in annual tour revenue, $3 million from streaming royalties, a $1.5 million record deal with 300 Entertainment, and real estate investments, including a $1.2 million New Jersey home.
The most I saw in my account,
yeah, just
22.
Huh?
22.
Like 22, like 22 million.
Yeah.
Holy. Yeah, I spent a lot too. I ain't gonna lie.
Saved a lot of money, bro.
The decline began as his popularity waned after the initial viral success.
I know for a fact I was clearing 100,000 every day. Now, the day I woke up and I only made like 40,000, I'm like, You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, 40,000, 40,000, 40,000, 30,000. Hey, we want to book Fetty for 50,000. I'm like, what?
Financial mismanagement compounded his problems significantly. Fetty's spending was completely out of control during his peak years. The catastrophic turning point came with his October 2021 arrest at Citi Field during the Rolling Loud Festival. Fetty was charged with conspiracy to distribute 100 kilograms of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and crack cocaine across Long Island and New Jersey from June 2019 to 2020. As part of a major drug trafficking ring, he allegedly used his tour bus and rented vehicles to transport drugs, leveraging his music career's mobility for criminal activity. After pleading guilty in August 2022 to conspiracy charges, he faced a 7-year sentence, reduced to 6 years in May 2023 due to cooperation, with a $1.5 million fine and 5 years of supervised release. Incarcerated at FCI Schuylkill, he lost all income potential as tours were canceled, new music was shelved, and streaming royalties dropped to under $500,000 yearly as his catalog faded from relevance. Legal fees estimated at $2 million for defense and appeals drained his savings, while the hefty fine and seized assets including cars and jewelry worth $500,000 hit hard. A 2023 civil lawsuit from a former tour manager claiming $500,000 in unpaid wages added to his mounting liabilities. The IRS pursued him aggressively for unpaid taxes estimated at over $2 million from 2017 to 2020 earnings, raiding his Lake Worth, Florida home in April 2024 and seizing 2 luxury vehicles. By January 2025, the IRS auctioned over 40 personal items including diamond chains, gold watches, record plaques, and designer bags, with proceeds going directly to tax liens. By August 2025, Fetty's net worth was estimated at negative $2 million with $5 million in debts including legal fees, taxes, and child support obligations. Incarcerated until at least 2027, he relies on minimal royalties and family support with no clear path to financial recovery upon release. Fetty Wap's drug conviction shocked fans, but this next rapper's legal judgment became an even bigger nightmare. The Game. Jayceon Terrell Taylor, better known as The Game, rose from Compton streets to become a West Coast rap icon before a devastating sexual assault lawsuit completely destroyed his $25 million empire. Born November 29, 1979, The Game gained fame after being signed to Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment, releasing his debut album, The Documentary, in 2005, which featured hits like How We Do and Hate It or Love It, alongside collaborations with 50 Cent and G-Unit members. The Game's career spanned multiple successful albums, including Doctor's Advocate, LAX, and The Red Album, establishing him as a West Coast legend known for raw storytelling and high-profile feuds. Beyond music, he founded Prolific Records, ventured into acting, and built a significant social media presence. At his peak, The Game's net worth reached $25 million through album sales, tours, endorsements, real estate investments, and his cannabis line, Trees by Game. The catastrophic downfall began during the filming of his VH1 reality show, She's Got Game, in 2015. Priscilla Rainey, a contestant eliminated in episode 6, alleged that during an off-camera date at an Illinois sports bar, The Game sexually assaulted her by forcefully reaching inside her dress without consent multiple times despite her protests. The Game vehemently denied the allegations, publicly attacking Rainey on social media and calling her derogatory names while accusing her of fabricating the story for financial gain. However, his decision to skip the trial in 2016 proved catastrophic, leading to a default judgment in Rainey's favor on November 15, 2016, awarding her $7.13 million in damages. The Game's admission during a 2018 interview revealed the devastating impact of the judgment, though he maintained a defiant stance about never paying. The financial consequences were severe and immediate. By 2020, unable to collect directly, Rainey obtained court orders granting her ownership of the Game's record label, Prolific Records, with all royalties from his album Born to Rap redirected to her until the debt was satisfied. This seizure crippled his music business as Prolific was his primary vehicle for independent releases and artist management. In June 2020, a judge ordered BMI to hand over all of the Game's publishing income to Rainey, with threats of contempt if not complied with, further eroding his revenue streams. By 2021, Rainey seized income from his Cameo account, where he charged $1,000 per personalized video message, netting around $19,000 from accumulated earnings. The most visible blow came with his real estate holding. In 2017, amid the lawsuit, The Game purchased a luxurious 4,000 square foot mansion in Calabasas for $2.9 million. Rainey targeted this asset, alleging fraudulent transfer attempts through shell company. On May 6, 2025, U.S. District Judge Gary Feast approved the forced sale of the mansion, valued at approximately $4 million, with all proceeds going directly to Rainey. Additional financial impacts included accrued interest on the unpaid judgment, legal fees from prolonged appeals estimated in the hundreds of thousands, and lost opportunities such as diminished endorsement deals due to the controversy. By mid-2025, reports indicated The Game had paid only about $400,000 from music royalties, leaving the bulk unpaid and prompting further aggressive seizures. The Game's $7 million judgment was devastating, but this next rapper's wildfire disaster shows how quickly natural disasters can destroy everything. DDG. Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., professionally known as DDG, represents the new generation of multi-platform entertainers who built careers through YouTube before transitioning to music. Born October 10, 1997 in Pontiac, Michigan, DDG first gained prominence through his YouTube channel launched in 2014, amassing millions of subscribers with comedic skits, vlogs, and reaction videos before successfully pivoting to rap music. DDG's transition to music proved highly successful with debut single Givenchy and subsequent hits like Moonwalking in Calabasas Calabasas, featuring Blueface and I'm Geekin'. His albums Valedictorian, It's Not Me, It's You, and Maybe It's Me charted on the Billboard 200, establishing him as a legitimate artist. By 2025, his net worth was publicly estimated at $8 million from YouTube ad revenue, music streams, merchandise, and endorsements, though DDG disputed this figure as inflated. The pivotal catastrophe was the devastating January 2025 Los Angeles wildfires that scorched over 38,000 acres, caused at least 11 deaths, and destroyed numerous homes in affluent areas like Hidden Hills and Calabasas. DDG's multi-million-dollar Los Angeles mansion, purchased in 2022 for approximately $3 million, featured luxurious amenities including multiple bedrooms, a home studio, pool, and expansive grounds ideal for his content creation. During a live stream on January 10th, 2025, DDG revealed he had been warned to evacuate due to encroaching flames. In a moment of panic, he admitted discovering he lacked fire insurance coverage for the property, a critical oversight stemming from either lapsed policies or never securing specialized wildfire protection common in high-risk California areas, where premiums can exceed $10,000 annually. The financial devastation was immediate and total. By January 11th, 2025, reports confirmed the mansion had burned down completely, with aerial footage showing the structure reduced to ashes. DDG addressed the loss in subsequent streams, confirming complete destruction and estimating losses in the millions, including the $3 million purchase price, plus hundreds of thousands in renovations, custom interiors, and irreplaceable items. Without insurance coverage, he bore the full financial brunt with no payouts for rebuilding, temporary housing, or contents replacement. The emotional toll was compounded by displacement and the loss of family photos, awards, and merchandise inventory stored at the property. This catastrophe was exacerbated by DDG's broader financial struggles revealed in April 2025 during an interview on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Despite his success, he confessed to living paycheck to paycheck, stating, "If I stopped working right now, I would go broke due to exorbitant monthly expenses that outpaced income without constant hustling."
I need to make every dollar I can make. The amount of money I'm spending on this is out of motherfucking control. So I thought to myself, I'm like, how could I maximize return?
These costs included maintaining multiple properties beyond the LA mansion, employing staff like managers and assistants, owning luxury vehicles with high insurance and maintenance costs, purchasing designer clothing and jewelry for his image, and extravagant spending like funding fan giveaways. As a father to son Halo with singer Halle Bailey, DDG emphasized added pressures for financial stability, including setting up trusts and education funds. DDG disputed online net worth estimates of $8 million, calling them inflated and revealing his actual liquidity was much lower. He relied on fluctuating YouTube ad revenue impacted by algorithm changes, music royalties from albums, and sponsorships demanding ongoing content output. The uninsured wildfire loss amplified existing financial issues, wiping out his primary asset while forcing relocation to temporary housing and disrupting content creation without his home studio. By August 2025, DDG's financial situation had deteriorated significantly as he absorbed the multi-million-dollar hit combined with high ongoing expenses and inconsistent income. DDG's uninsured wildfire loss was brutal, but this next rapper's cooperation with federal authorities destroyed both his street cred and bank account. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Daniel Hernandez, born May 8, 1996 in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and professionally known as Tekashi 6ix9ine, exploded onto the music scene with his aggressive persona, rainbow-colored hair, and controversial antics before becoming one of hip-hop's most reviled figures. Growing up in poverty after his father's murder in 2009, Hernandez dropped out of school and worked odd jobs before adopting his provocative stage name and distinctive appearance featuring extensive face and body tattoos. Tekashi's viral breakthrough came in 2017 with Gummo, a diss track that peaked at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earned platinum certification. This led to massive hits including Kiki with Fetty Wap, Gotti, and Fefe featuring Nicki Minaj, which reached number 3 and amassed billions of streams. His debut album, Dummy Boy, debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 despite leaking early. At his peak in 2018, Tekashi's net worth was estimated at $10 million from streaming royalties generating millions monthly, tour earnings, a lucrative 10K Projects record deal worth millions, and viral stunts. He boasted over 15 million Instagram followers and leveraged his fame into merchandise and endorsements while flaunting an extravagant lifestyle. The catastrophic unraveling began in November 2018 when federal authorities arrested Hernandez on racketeering, firearms, and conspiracy charges as part of Operation Fireplay, targeting the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. Prosecutors alleged he funded gang activities, including attempted shootings and drug trafficking, facing up to 47 years in prison. Facing life imprisonment, Tekashi decided to cooperate cooperate fully with authorities after just 1 day in custody, pleading guilty to 9 charges in January 2019. In a bombshell September 2019 trial, he testified extensively against former gang associates for 3 days while wearing a prison jumpsuit, earning him the snitch label across the hip-hop community, with artists like Snoop Dogg and Meek Mill publicly condemning him. The snitching stigma triggered immediate career devastation. Radio stations pulled his music, collaborators distanced themselves, and live performances became impossible due to boycott calls and security threats. His 2020 comeback single, Gooba, debuted at number 3 with 55 million YouTube views, but subsequent releases underperformed drastically compared to pre-arrest success.
A lot of people predicted this, right? They were like, yo, what's going to happen when he runs out of money? And we were like, yo, well, how's he going to run out of money? People are still consuming his shit. But
I think he has money still. He's just not trying to pay it. That's what people do. Like, they just go, up for bankrupt.
Chronic financial mismanagement and legal troubles drained his resources rapidly. Tekashi admitted to blowing millions on jewelry, luxury cars, and extravagant lifestyles, while supporting expensive security details and frequent relocations to evade threats. The IRS targeted him aggressively for unpaid taxes estimated at over $2 million from 2017 to 2020 earnings. In April 2024, the IRS raided his Lake Worth, Florida home, seizing 2 luxury vehicles, including a 2019 Lamborghini Urus and 2017 Bentley Continental, which were auctioned in July 2024 for $165,500 and $235,000 respectively to cover tax debts. By January 2025, the IRS auctioned over 40 personal items, including diamond chains, gold watches, record plaques, and designer bags, with proceeds going directly to tax liens. Additional legal troubles continued mounting, with arrests for domestic violence and drug possession adding to his mounting legal fees.
he owes $11 million for a robbery that happened back in the days with the Trey 9 or the Treyway or whatever, right? How
much?
11 million.
What?
For damages and stuff like that, right? The guy wanted damages for the robbery that happened back when they were all gang. But now he's saying, I ain't got it. I'm all tapped out.
Of course not. Where's he gonna get $11 million from?
His monthly expenses of over $100,000 for security, legal fees, and basic living costs far exceeded his declining income. Poor investments and failed business deals worsened the financial hemorrhaging significantly. By August 2025, Tekashi's net worth had cratered to around $500,000 or less, with over $11 million in debts. Tekashi's snitching destroyed his career and fortune, but these next twin brothers managed to lose millions just by being annoying. Island Boys, Alex Venegas, Fly Soldier, and Frankie Venegas, Kodia Cred, twin brothers born July 16, 2001, in South Florida to Cuban immigrant parents, became internet sensations as the Island Boys before spectacularly losing everything through poor decisions and financial mismanagement. Raised in poverty after their father's death from a heart attack when they were 6, the twins faced a turbulent upbringing marked by frequent moves and multiple arrests as juveniles. Their breakthrough came in October 2021 with a viral TikTok video of them freestyle rapping "I'm an Island Boy" while standing shirtless in a hot tub with diamond grills and distinctive dreadlocks. The clip exploded, garnering over 100 million views and spawning countless memes and parodies, propelling them to 8 million TikTok followers and millions on Instagram within weeks. Capitalizing on the viral moment, they released the full song in November 2021, which charted on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 87. At their 2022 peak, their combined net worth was estimated at $3 million from TikTok creator fund payouts, ad revenue, sponsorships, live appearances commanding $10,000 plus per gig, and controversial OnlyFans content that reportedly earned millions through shock value. However, their rapid rise was built on fleeting virality rather than sustainable talent. The decline started almost immediately as the Island Boy gimmick wore thin, with critics and fans dismissing their lack of musical ability and over-reliance on auto-tune. Public perception shifted from novelty to annoyance, fueled by controversial antics and feuds with influencers like Jake Paul and Bryce Hall.
Because of that, this happened.
God forbid a situation would happen. Bro? You know me from Island Boys, but you know I'm thugging, bro, right? You know that, right?
George essentially asked if they position themselves in a point where they'll never have to go broke again, but they took a lot of offense to that because that was the response. Bruh.
Their appearance on the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul proved particularly damaging when they took offense to financial advice and walked off, burning bridges with potential mentors. Their OnlyFans strategy backfired spectacularly, despite claims of earning millions. fees, while Kodiakred claimed in April 2025 they earned $14 million total from adult content. The incest-baiting content alienated mainstream audiences, brands, and platforms, resulting in demonetization, shadow bans, and lost sponsorships. Major brands that initially partnered with them pulled out due to reputational risks. Poor business choices exacerbated their financial decline. They rejected lucrative deals, including one with Kodak Black's Sniper Gang label in 2022, overestimating their independence and market value. They squandered earnings on impulsive purchases, including a $1.67 million Florida mansion in 2022, $94,000 on jewelry, luxury cars, and extravagant parties documented on social media to maintain an image of wealth. Legal and personal issues accelerated the financial hemorrhaging significantly. Both brothers faced multiple arrests: Fly Soldier for domestic battery in May 2023 and Kodiakred for assault, battery, and theft, leading to substantial bail and legal fees. These incidents damaged their marketability as promoters, and labels avoided the associated liability and negative publicity.
Yeah, they owe me about like $150,000.
From what? Your percentage of the Cameo money?
Yeah.
Is that the only money they're bringing in?
Mostly, maybe a little bit on TikTok, but I mean, it's pretty much run dry at this point.
Their former manager's claims on No Jumper revealed the extent of their financial obligations and dwindling income streams. By 2024, faded fame meant no more high-paying gigs as club appearances dropped to $1,000 or less, and Cameo requests completely dried up. Reports in December 2024 detailed their bankruptcy-like state, with their mansion facing foreclosure due to missed mortgage payments exceeding $10,000 monthly, leading to Kodiakred's eviction in early 2025. The Island Boys lost millions being internet trolls, but this next rapper's bankruptcy battles with 50 Cent became equally destructive. Young Buck. David Darnell Brown, known as Young Buck, rose to prominence in the early 2000s as a member of 50 Cent's G Unit before multiple bankruptcies and tax issues destroyed his financial stability. Born March 15, 1981 in Nashville, Tennessee, Buck began rapping at 12 and was discovered by Cash Money Records before joining G Unit in 2000 after meeting 50 Cent in New York. His breakout came with G Unit's debut album Beg for Mercy in 2003, which sold 2.7 million copies featuring hits like Stunt 101. Buck's solo debut Straight Outta Cashville went platinum with 2.3 million units sold, driven by singles like Let Me In and Shorty Wanna Ride. At his peak in 2007, his net worth was estimated at $6 million from tour revenue, royalties, G-Unit deals, and endorsements. The downfall began in 2008 with a public feud with 50 Cent, who expelled Buck from G-Unit over disloyalty allegations. The split cut Buck off from G-Unit's resources, stalling his career as his 2010 album The Rehab sold only 28,000 copies. The IRS struck in 2010, seizing his Nashville home, cars, jewelry, and studio equipment to cover $1.7 million in unpaid 2006 to 2009 taxes.
He did help me. He didn't actually, 50 never paid nothing that I didn't have to pay back. So even though he might have, he did help, I still had to give him that money back.
Buck revealed that while 50 Cent provided assistance during his financial troubles, it came with expectations of repayment. Buck filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy in August 2010, listing $10 million in debts against $5 million in assets, including $1.6 million owed to the IRS, $1 million to G-Unit Records for advances, and $500,000 in child support. The bankruptcy aimed to reorganize debts, but failed due to missed payments, leading to Chapter 7 liquidation in 2012.
I mean, I'm a full-fledged celebrity. My mother still lived down the street in the projects. She's got to a point where she didn't want to leave, but now you got the whole neighborhood dropping music off on the porch and stuff like that. I'm all over TV. So once I made a few dollars, bro, my living circumstances was so crazy. And of course, I might have added on a little bit more extra, but the first thing I did was, bought my mom's a house, bought myself a house.
Legal troubles compounded his financial woes. In 2012, Buck was sentenced to 18 months in prison for weapons possession, halting music production, and costing $200,000 in legal fees. Additional arrests in 2016 and 2020 for domestic incidents added $150,000 in fines and legal expenses, further eroding his remaining savings. His business ventures failed spectacularly. Cashville Records collapsed when the IRS seized studio property in 2011, and signed artists departed after losing faith in Buck's ability to support their careers. years. By 2019, he owed another $1 million in taxes from 2015 to 2018 earnings, prompting another IRS raid that seized $200,000 in assets.
End up falling out with 50 during my first bankruptcy, and he pulled everything away from me, and I couldn't make no money nowhere, so I end up getting resulted into all my stuff being auctioned off.
The loss of 50 Cent's support during his first bankruptcy left Buck completely isolated from industry opportunities. By 2025, Buck's net worth was estimated at negative $1 million with $2 million in debts, including ongoing IRS obligations, child support arrears, and legal judgments. His income of $50,000 yearly from sporadic features and mixtape streams was dwarfed by his financial obligations and monthly expenses.
So Young Buck has officially been freed from G-Unit Records. Yes, he is no longer with them. They can't no longer stop him from releasing music. They can't copyright claim take down his music, besides the old stuff, obviously. But anything moving forward from now that Young Buck releases, he will face no issue when it comes with G-Unit Records. Why? Because he has sold, somebody has bought his basically assets.
Living in a rented Nashville apartment after losing all properties to foreclosure and seizure, Buck's multiple bankruptcy filings, tax evasion issues, career decline, and personal legal troubles left him financially destitute by August 2025, with no clear path to recovery despite recent resolution of some G-Unit contractual obligations. Young Buck's G-Unit drama cost him millions, but this next female pioneer's assault conviction created an even bigger financial disaster. Da Brat. Shantae Harris, known as Da Brat, pioneered female rap with her groundbreaking career before a violent assault incident triggered a devastating financial collapse. Born April 14, 1974 in Chicago, Da Brat broke barriers as one of the first female solo rappers to achieve mainstream success with her distinctive tomboy swagger and raw lyrical talent that challenged gender norms in hip-hop during the 1990s. Da Brat's historic debut, Functified, in 1994 made history as the first album by a female solo rapper to go platinum, selling over 1 million copies and propelled by the title track, which peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. Follow-up albums, Anutha Tantrum and Unrestricted, went gold and platinum respectively, while her collaborations on massive hits like Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker remix and the Grammy-winning Lady Marmalade cemented her legacy. At her peak in the early 2000s, Da Brat's net worth was estimated at $15 million from $3 million in tour revenue, $2 million in royalties, $1 million from acting and TV appearances, $500,000 from endorsements, and real estate investments, including a $2 million Atlanta mansion. She lived opulently with a $500,000 car collection and $300,000 in custom jewelry. The pivotal catastrophe occurred on October 31st, 2007 at Studio 72 nightclub in Atlanta during a Halloween celebration. Da Brat got into a heated argument with Shayla Stevens, a 23-year-old Atlanta Falcons cheerleader and waitress, over a perceived slight. According to court testimony, Da Brat struck Stevens in the face with a rum bottle, causing severe injuries including deep lacerations requiring 20 stitches, permanent facial scarring, and vision impairment that ended Stevens' cheerleading career. Da Brat fled the scene but turned herself in the next day, charged with aggravated assault and disorderly conduct. In August 2008, she pleaded guilty to aggravated assault, receiving 3 years in prison, serving 21 months at Arendelle State Prison from September 2008 to May 2010, plus 3 years probation, 200 hours of community service, and a $200,000 restitution payment to Stevens. The incarceration halted her music career, canceling tours worth $1 million, shelving album releases, and ending endorsement deals while racking up $500,000 in legal fees. Her royalties dropped to $50,000 annually without new content to boost her catalog's streaming performance.
I have to be strong through a lot of things that I'm going through, like, you know, I've been to prison, I'm going through bankruptcy stuff, just life's challenges, period, like the obstacles that life throws at you. You have to just be ready to hit them out the park, you know what I'm saying? And if you fall down, you gotta get back up. I've been to the top, back to the bottom, and headed back to the top.
The civil lawsuit proved absolutely devastating. In February 2014, Stevens sued Da Brat for assault and battery in DeKalb County Superior Court. After a 4-day trial where Da Brat claimed self-defense but expressed remorse, a jury awarded Stevens $6.4 million, $3.7 million in compensatory damages, and $2.7 million in punitive damages based on Da Brat's net worth and the intentional nature of the assault. Financial mismanagement during her peak years included $2 million on jewelry, $1 million on cars, and $500,000 on parties without diversified investments or robust savings plans. Additional debts accumulated, including $1 million in back taxes to the IRS from 2005 to 2015, $200,000 in unpaid child support, and $100,000 in credit card bills.
Peace, y'all. This is Akra from Hip Hop Wired, and today we'll be discussing the Brat and the $6.4 million she owes to a woman who she cracked over the head with a bottle. Now, news has come out that the Brat has put down a whopping $400 to this debt. $400, yes.
By August 2018, overwhelmed by debt, Da Brat filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, listing $108,700 in assets against $7.7 million in liabilities. By August 2025, Da Brat's net worth estimates varied wildly from $100,000 to $5 million, but court records indicate the Stevens debt remained unresolved. Da Brat's $6.4 million judgment followed her for decades, but this next Miami legend's health battles and multiple bankruptcies tell an equally tragic story. Trick Daddy. Maurice Samuel Young, known as Trick Daddy, became a key figure in Southern hip-hop during the late 1990s and early 2000s before multiple bankruptcies and mounting health costs destroyed his financial stability. Born September 27, 1974, in Miami, Florida, Trick Daddy grew up in Liberty City's rough streets, turning to drug dealing as a teenager before music offered an escape from poverty and violence. Discovered by Luther Luke Campbell of 2 Live Crew, Trick Daddy's breakthrough came with www.thug.com in 1998. Going gold with Nan Nigga featuring Trina. His career peaked with albums like Thugs R Us and Thug Holiday, but his biggest success was Thug Matrimony, Married to the Streets in 2004, which went platinum driven by Let's Go, featuring Lil Jon and Twista hitting number 7 on the Hot 100. At his peak in 2004, Trick Daddy's net worth was estimated at $10 million from $2 million in album sales and royalties, $1.5 million from tours commanding $40,000 per show, $1 million from label deals, $500,000 from endorsements with Reebok and Boost Mobile, and real estate including a $1 million Miramar mansion. He flaunted luxury with $300,000 in cars and jewelry. His early criminal background in Miami's drug trade shaped his authentic street credibility, but also foreshadowed financial trouble.
Well, when you were 15, you get arrested for drug and firearm possession?
Yes.
That's a different situation.
Totally different.
Okay.
Because this other charge is a misdemeanor. I got caught with 3 birds.
3 guns.
3 kilos.
Oh, 3 kilos. Oh, 3 birds. Sorry.
3 kilos and 2 guns.
The financial decline began in the early 2010s as Trick Daddy's music career slowed amid shifting hip-hop trends. His 2009 album, Finally Famous, Born a Thug, Still a Thug, sold only 21,000 first-week copies with no major hits following, reducing royalties to $50,000 yearly by 2015 as streaming platforms prioritized younger artists and different musical styles. His restaurant ventures failed spectacularly. Spending habits were very extravagant as he admitted to blowing $3 million on cars, $1 million on jewelry, $500,000 on parties, and supporting an expensive entourage costing $200,000 yearly. Tax issues ignited multiple bankruptcies that would define his financial struggles. The IRS filed a $280,000 lien in 2013 for unpaid 2009 to 2011 taxes, followed by $150,000 in 2014. In September 2014, Trick Daddy filed his first Chapter 13 bankruptcy, listing $430,000 in assets against $645,000 in debts, including IRS obligations, child support arrears, and mortgage payments. The bankruptcy plan proposed $2,000 monthly payments, but was dismissed in 2015 for non-compliance, forcing him to refile Chapter 13 in August 2015. This attempt also failed, leading to a third filing in May 2017 disclosing assets between $100,000 and $500,000 versus up to $1 million in debts, including a $450,000 mortgage facing foreclosure.
Everybody that's out there that's doing something positive with their life, that's doing what they need to do to take care of their friends, to take care of their family, and being supportive of their friends. A lot of I'm tired of I'm in my bag. I ain't that bag. Take care of your pay. Be able to pay your bills and take care of your kids and your friends and your family, and be able to do what you want to do in life. The bag, because the bag can be empty.
His fourth Chapter 13 filing in October 2019 revealed $0 in bank accounts, $814,000 in debts, including $435,000 mortgage, $280,000 IRS and state taxes, and $22,282 in child support arrears. His net worth was listed at $150,000 from Love and Hip Hop appearances, earning $20,000 per episode. Legal and health issues worsened the financial drain significantly. Lupus diagnosis in 2009 required $100,000 yearly in treatments, halting tours, and costing $500,000 in lost revenue. A 2014 DUI and cocaine possession arrest cost $50,000 in fines and legal fees, while ongoing child support for two sons at $10,000 monthly accumulated $300,000 in arrears by 2014. By August 2025, Trick Daddy's net worth was estimated at $500,000, down from millions, with $300,000 in unresolved debts, including persistent state tax liens. Trick Daddy's 4 bankruptcies were record-breaking, but this next mogul's entire entertainment empire got seized by federal judges. Damon Dash. Damon Anthony Dash, known as Dame Dash, co-founded Rockefeller Records and built a multifaceted empire before losing everything through legal battles and financial mismanagement. Born May 3, 1971, in Harlem, New York, Dash rose from poverty after his father's death to become a hip-hop mogul, co-founding Rockefeller with Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs Burke in 1994. Dash's empire expanded far beyond music through strategic diversification. Rockefeller's success with Jay-Z's albums generated $100 million annually at peak, while Rocawear clothing grew to $350 million in annual sales by 2007. His ventures included Dash Films, Tyrett Watches, Armadale Vodka, and various media companies. At his 2005 peak, Dash's net worth hit $50 million from his $20 million Rockefeller stake, $10 million Rocawear equity, and extensive real estate holdings. The downfall accelerated with Rockefeller's dissolution amid tensions with Jay-Z. In 2004, Def Jam bought Rockefeller for $10 million, appointing Jay-Z president while sidelining Dash, leading to a bitter 2005 split. Dash received $30 million from Rocawear's 2007 sale, but burned through it via poor investments, including Rachel Roy Fashion, losing $5 million, and failed ventures like Armadale Vodka.
Again, when do people talk about people's tax problems? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the state stepped up for a $2 million tax. It was $8 million with interest. I owed like 16. You know how much taxes it was? Yeah, I had accountants that I was paying millions of dollars a year that did not pay my taxes without me knowing. And the problem with the law is the accountant is not accountable.
Tax issues emerged as a major problem by 2009 when New York State filed $2.8 million liens for unpaid 2005 to 2008 taxes, escalating to $8.7 million by 2024, with federal IRS adding $20 million total by 2025. These stemmed from unreported income and failed deductions during his peak earning years, when accountants allegedly mismanaged his tax obligations. Lawsuits mounted throughout the 2010s as Dash's financial situation deteriorated. In 2012, Curran Dollar Y sued for $1.5 million over unauthorized releases, settling for $500,000. Linda Williams claimed $15 million in 2014 for assault, while Monique Bunn won $1 million in 2019 for stolen photos and jewelry, adding to his mounting legal obligations. By November 2019, Dash declared broke in court during a $50,000 child support hearing, listing monthly income at $429 against $16,000 in expenses, blaming bad investments like oil wells costing $2 million and electric car, ventures that failed completely. The devastating Weber saga began in 2016 when Dash pitched Dear Frank, but renamed it The List, without crediting director Josh Weber and writer Edwina Brooks. In 2019, Weber and Brooks filed copyright and defamation suits, winning an $823,000 judgment in 2022, escalating to a $4 million default judgment in March 2025 for non-appearance.
And they do shit on the purpose. Pause it, the banana, and it's even down to my child support. Like the child support, I had it on cruise control. The money went into the account, Rachel Roy's account. She's the manager of the company. It's her job to pay herself her child support and to pay my other child support and then give me the money that's left. She didn't pay the child support. So that's how I got jammed.
Additional setbacks included his daughter Ava's eviction from a $10,000 monthly NYC apartment. By August 2025, Dash's net worth was negative $20 million with over $30 million in debts. Dame Dash lost his entire empire to federal seizure, but this next teen rap sensation story proves even childhood fame can't last forever. Lil Romeo. Percy Romeo Miller Jr., known as Lil Romeo, achieved child stardom in the early 2000s before explosive family disputes over financial exploitation destroyed his wealth and relationship with his father, Master P. Born, August 19, 1989, in New Orleans. Romeo was immersed in the music business from birth as the oldest of 9 siblings in Master P's No Limit Records empire that dominated Southern rap during the 1990s. Romeo's debut album, Lil Romeo, in 2001, debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200, selling over 500,000 copies to achieve gold certification. The wholesome hit My Baby sampled Michael Jackson's I Want You Back and reached number 3 on the Hot 100, promoting positive messages for kids. Follow-up albums Game Time and Romeo Land also achieved gold and platinum status respectively. His career expanded beyond music into acting with Nickelodeon's Romeo. From 2003 to 2006, films like Honey and Jumping the Broom, plus college basketball at USC. At his peak in the mid-2000s, Romeo's net worth was estimated at $8 million from $2 million in album sales, $1.5 million from his TV show earning $50,000 per episode, $1 million from films, and various endorsements, all protected by Coogan laws governing child entertainers' earnings. The explosive saga unfolded publicly in December 2022 when Romeo, then 33, ignited a family feud via Instagram posts accusing Master P of financial mismanagement and exploitation.
Today was a boiling point. I seen a man avoid his own children's struggle with suicide and depression, but post another man who passed away today that he doesn't even know. Y'all idols be lost. Better stop following the blind. Watch when it's revealed.
Romeo claimed that despite earning millions as Lil Romeo between 2001 to 2010, all funds were controlled by Master P and diverted to pay off his father's massive IRS debts from No Limit Records' 1990s heyday, estimated at $10 to $20 million in back taxes from unreported income during the label's $100 million peak earning period.
I've been taking care of my pops, bro. Never touched no Lil Romeo money. All went to pay off his IRS taxes. I've been more than loyal. The truth will set us all free though.
Romeo alleged he never touched his earnings as they were placed in trusts, but used for family expenses, leaving him and siblings broke without college funds. The dispute escalated after Romeo's sister Titiana Miller's suicide in May 2022 from fentanyl overdose. Romeo accused Master P of prioritizing business over grief, including promoting a Rap Snacks flavor named after Titiana without family consent, while failing to provide financial transparency about missing royalties from joint projects.
We've been living month to month since I was 18. This is a mirage. Jesus Christ. He then follows up and says, all my siblings are broke, bro. Never even had money to afford college, and nothing is wrong with that. He just shouldn't paint a certain life that isn't real.
Master P responded defending his self-made status and accusing Romeo of ingratitude, though admitting to using family funds for survival during lean times while denying outright theft. However, he couldn't explain why Romeo and his siblings remained financially struggling despite the family's public image of wealth and success. Romeo's family money drama was shocking, but this next Jay-Z protege's loyalty went completely unrewarded when bankruptcy struck. Memphis Bleek. Malik Deshaun Cox, known as Memphis Bleek, rose to prominence as Jay-Z's protege and Rockefeller Records key member before financial mismanagement and industry changes led to bankruptcy and abandonment. Born June 23, 1978 in Brooklyn, New York, Bleek grew up in the Marcy Houses projects alongside Jay-Z, who mentored him from a young age as his cousin through marriage. Bleek's career took off with appearances on Jay-Z's seminal Reasonable Doubt in 1996, particularly on Coming of Age, which showcased their mentor-protege dynamic. His debut solo album, Coming of Age, in 1999 reached number 7 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on top R&B/hip-hop albums, achieving gold certification with over 500,000 copies sold, driven by singles like Memphis Bleek Is and collaborations with Jay-Z. At his peak in the early 2000s, Bleek's net worth was estimated at $8 million from $2 million in album sales, $1 million from tours and features earning $30,000 per show, $500,000 from label advances, and investments including an $800,000 Brooklyn condo. The trajectory declined in the mid-2000s as Rockefeller Records fractured amid conflicts between Jay-Z and Damon Dash, dissolving the label's core operations in 2004 and leaving artists like Bleek without robust promotional support. After 534 in 2005 sold 315,000 copies, but underperformed, subsequent projects failed to chart significantly with sales dropping to under 50,000 units as streaming shifted focus to newer artists.
Memphis Bleek is broke. He only got $100 in his account from what he says from Chase. And what is a bigger cry out for help than to file for bankruptcy? to embarrass Jay-Z. So Jay gonna be, why you ain't coming to me? if you was that bad, bro, why you didn't come to me?
Financial mismanagement exacerbated his declining career prospects. Bleek admitted lacking financial literacy during his Rockefeller days, spending recklessly on luxury items without saving or investing properly. The breaking point came on March 14, 2016, when Bleek filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy in New Jersey, with only $100 in cash and $5,635 in checking accounts. His Woodland Park home was underwater with a $335,000 mortgage against $235,000 value.
Memphis Bleek didn't go crazy, like spending a lot of money. That wasn't his problem. His thing is he expanded and he put so much of his personal assets into his business that he didn't have anything coming back in, and he kept signing new artists trying to get these deals going, and then when they fall flat, you can't pay back all these creditors.
His monthly income was reported as $5,635 from royalties via Rock Nation and occasional gigs, but expenses totaled $5,541, leaving only $94 surplus monthly, completely insufficient for debt repayment. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.